Happy Mother's Day, everyone. All right, happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there, and here's to me being one day. Yay. So we are taking my wife's mom and grandmother out. I need to do my makeup. As you can see, I took my hair down. I did wash it and I oiled it, and then I washed it and did a deep condition. So yes, let's get to it. First thing I'm gonna do is moisturize. I'm gonna use the Fenty Skin. I've noticed is I can't use this around my eyes at all, and I know it says it on the bottle, but usually when I'm putting lotion or anything on my face, I just literally go whole face. Don't do that. Of course, it's Mother's Day, so we have to do pink. Duh. Let's work on eyebrows. So I need, as you can see, some shaping going on. So I'm going to use my LA Girl Brow Pomade. Ooh, these eyebrows are thicky. Okay, just because I'm gonna keep staring at them, let's just clean them up a little bit. I'm gonna use my LA Girl concealer. Okay. Okay. Okay, I know we're gonna use pink. So for the pink, I'm gonna use my Juicy Tartelet. They have a couple of pinks here that I can use. Start with like a smoky eye and then bring the pink in on like the inner. So let's go with that. So I'm gonna put the brown from the corner and pat in. Okay. Okay, now that my face is kind of dried down a little bit, I am going to use my e.l.f. Putty, and I'm just going to use my hand and fill in. This is like where you have pores, and it really helps the look of it. You're just kind of filling in those potential pore areas that are big. Now what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of a cut out for the pink to go. For that, I'm just going to use any concealer, so I'll just use my Urban Decay concealer, and I'm going to use just a flat brush. And place. Okay. Same thing on the other side. All right. So a little pop of color, nothing crazy. I can go in with a little bit of dark brown. We emphasize this area. So there we go, very simple. All right, I think I'm gonna use my Heci Beauty. This is in Macchiato. Ooh. All right, so notice our series of events so far. So we moisturized first, then we went in with a primer, covered areas where you have like larger pores. Then we did foundation. Obviously, I always start with eyebrows and eyeshadow just because I feel like those take the longest amount of time for myself, and so I always start with those. And if I mess up, then I can easily take it off and re-begin instead of putting on foundation and all of that, and then it's messed up and now it's just gonna throw me off. So my general way of starting my makeup is always moisturize. Doesn't matter how oily your skin is, if you don't moisturize, your skin is going to want to create more moisture, and then it's going to release more oils and moisture. So just make sure that you're moisturizing, then you can go in with your primer, cover those areas that, you know, you don't have to rub it in. As you can see, I was just kind of gliding the product over, and then I go in with my foundation. The next step I always do is contour. I do a cream contour, and then of course anything that you use that's cream liquidy, you have to set some way or some way how you have to set. So I usually set my contour with a powder contour. I set my concealer with, you know, a powder. I set my blush with a powder. Well, I kind of add additional powder because I've already set it with the setting powder. Okay, so next we're gonna do a contour. Let's just stick with my LYS stick. I have a few more uses out of here and then it's done. And then I'm gonna probably get some other shades and see, because I know they have foundation now too. Okay, I'm going to just pat. And you're always going to put your contour over or on your actual bone, your bone structure right here. You don't want to put it beneath it because it's not going to come out right. So on it, preferably above it. And even when you're patting, you're going to pat up. You're not going to go down. Same thing here. And you're going to go into your hairline. So not in the middle of your face, you're going to pat it to your hairline. Okay? Nose, go into your eyebrow. So it's just going to blend into your eyebrow. Okay? So all it does is create shadows. Okay? And now the next thing we're going to do is add a blush. So you're going to add the blush directly above the contour. So that's why you leave some space beneath your eye. Yeah, so right here is where you're going to put your blush. So you guys know I use my Beckisue. These are Lippies, but you can use lipstick for blush. You can use anything for blush, okay? So yeah, I'm just going to take it right above there. And then blend, and I really bring it in as well, and then you see me doing like a V this way, and that's just to make it like kind of flow together. Now we're ready for some concealer. Let's just use my Heci Beauty Caramel Corn Concealer. There. Okay. So I'm going to use my brush and I do the sides. I do this part first and all of this, and eyes last, under eyes last. Use the smaller brush just for the middle. concealer under the eyes. And I like to feather the ends. Okay, this is where a little bit of patience is going to come in, because you really want your under eyes to dry completely down, like, so that all you can kind of, and then take a beauty blender and I kind of just go down into it again, kind of get that excess product out, because you don't want it laying in the creases. While that's kind of the concealer, it's drying down, we're going to set our contour. For my contour, I'm gonna use my Cali Contour Smashbox. This is just a powder contour palette, and I'm just gonna pat it in. So where you put your cream contour, this is the time to put the powder. And notice I'm patting. You're never gonna swipe anything, for real. And don't forget to also do your nose area. I usually go in with a smaller brush to get that done. Again, following where we put the contour, bring it right into your eyebrow. Perfect. And then I'm gonna check on my concealer and just pat. Okay. So now we can set the outer part of our face first with setting powder, and then we'll do under the eyes last. So I did get the One Size setting powder. This is in Sweet Honey. I like it because it has a little bit of a yellowish, not a yellowish, like a neutral tint. So I'm gonna use this and I'm very excited to use it. What I'm gonna do is get my brush. And it looks really natural with my skin. I really like it. So let's get some more. I did get the small one because I didn't know how it was going to be. But now I can get like the bigger one because like it's a really good product. Beautiful. Beautiful. Take my little brush first and you could see the difference. I go in a little bit with like the brush first before I go in with the powder puff. With the powder puff, okay, it's gonna look like this. You're gonna put it on your hand just like this to get the excess off a little bit, just so you can go in and it's not gonna be too much product. Look at that. That's like such, it's a perfect color for me. And then you can pick up the excess and place. Beautiful. Same thing from the other side. Dip directly in here. It's gonna look like this. Take your hand, take some off, and then go in. And then you're gonna pick up whatever's left and go in. Okay, one size, I'm impressed. I like this, and I like the color. I feel like I'm cheating on my Laura Mercier, but what I am gonna say I do like is that the Sweet Honey is more my color, because I do use for the Laura Mercier, I do use the translucent honey, but it's still really pale. Better than the translucent one, because that one's really pale on me. But the Sweet Honey in the one size is like a really nice color. Like, it's the color I would like for my concealer set. Okay, so at this stage, let's go ahead and give us a spray. Kind of melt all of that, blend it together. And then, so maybe I haven't said it before. So a spray like this, where it says just like a setting mist or setting spray, this is really called a fixing spray. The fixing spray is where you basically put it on your face and it kind of helps blend everything together, hence fixing spray. A setting spray is what you put to hold your makeup for a long time, or like 16 hours to overnight, which the one size Until Dawn is the real deal. It's waterproof. This is what you call a setting spray. This stuff will hold your makeup in place for a while, okay, for overnight. So this is usually what I use on all my clients. I don't use it on myself unless I'm on vacation, I'm going swimming, or I'm gonna be outside and I'm gonna be sweating. That's when I use this. Otherwise, a fixing spray is good enough for me, because I just want it to like kind of melt together and look flawless. I know, like, when you layer your makeup well, you won't have the cracking, you won't have the cakiness. You don't need a setting spray to like hold it down. But if you want perfection, use the setting spray like one size. Setting everything with powder that we use the cream with. Well, we did put blush here. I did cover it with my setting powder, but what I want to do is I also want to go back over it and apply my powder blush. So I'm going to use the Heci Beauty. I'm going to use this pink color. I love mixing the peach and the pink together. I'm going to use this angle brush here, and we're just gonna apply directly on where we put the cream blush. I did go a little heavy-handed, and that is okay. Now, usually I like to apply some eyeshadow right under my eye. I just like it. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the brown that's in my Tartelet, and I'm going to put some underneath there. It's like putting a contour under your eye. Okay, now that we got that on, let's use my Natasha Denona. This is a blush and highlight situation, and I'm gonna take, it's a very nice, see how bright that is. Beautiful. Put them right there. Put them right under the eye. You guys know I like shiny. I like the shiny, dewy makeup. Okay, so we're looking good. I do want to add in eyeliner. I am going to wear lashes. I think I'm going to wear these from my blush and just apply it. Pink. There. Did I just use a blush for eyeshadow? Yes. Do I also use a Lippie for blush? Yes. You can interchange your products. Pretty. All right, let's go back and do our eyeliner. And I do not want to do a wing today. There you go. So let's do some mascara. I'm gonna do my e.l.f. mascara. All right, if you are doing lashes, you want to put mascara on your eyelashes, otherwise it's not going to blend and it's going to look crazy. Don't do it. Okay, I'm going to use my Kiss eyelash glue, tweezers, and I have my eyelashes right here. Now, these eyelashes are a little long, so I'm gonna cut it just a tad, give it a little haircut. There we go. All right. Because I've already wore this eyelash before, it was already pretty like moldable and it wasn't like really stiff, so that's why it went on easier. But generally, if you have like a new eyelash, you have to kind of bend it out a little bit because it's gonna be a little stiff. and the other side. All right, and look at the lashes. They look great. So for the lip liner, I'm gonna use the One Size Coin Collector. It's such a pretty brown. And I think for the lippy, I'm gonna do the Morph. This is in Virgin. Pretty. And let's do a lip gloss. Let's do Cotton Candy by Anastasia Beverly Hills. These are wet lip glosses. The formula, amazing.